Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you again today in a wonderful study of Greek grammar. And today we're moving forward, and I want to introduce to you the endings of first and second declensions. And this, when you read the book Reading Greek in 30 Days, they are indicated as minimum one. So they're very important that you be acquainted and you understand all these endings because are very critical. And in every step that you take in your study of Greek grammar, especially if you're dealing with the nouns, if you're dealing with the pronouns, if you are dealing with participles and adjectives, it's very important that you understand all these endings because they're going to serve you the most in your process of learning Greek language. And therefore, I just want you to look at this table. I want you to look at all these endings in all these columns so that you are able to understand. First of all, I just want you to understand that we have the column for the cases and the number that is telling you that the first column that we have here, this is the column for the cases in number. As you can see them in singular and in plural, and you can see the cases in both numbers, in singular and also in plural. But we have three columns here. The first column is for the masculine gender. The second column is for neuter. And the third column is for feminine gender, as we say that we have three genders in Greek. And therefore, it's very important that you get to know all these endings and you have them in your mind. And wherever you're reading the New Testament, you will be able to understand. So when you see this column here, don't be surprised to look at it because some people may say, oh, there's a lot of endings. How can I put all of this in memory? I just want you to understand and just watch this video and I'm going to explain to you and you will be surprised that it's just there are just few things that you have to put in memory and the rest of what we have here is something that you can just learn quickly and be able to understand and have them in your mind as you go through your New Testament. So first of all, one of the things that I want you to understand that these are the endings that we have for first and second declension. Once you master this, you don't have a problem with first and second declension. So just now, take your time to look at these uh, cases in both singular and both plural and be able to see what happens here. So first of all, if you look at the masculine and neuter gender, you will notice that they have a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities. First of all, look at this accusative in masculine and neuter. They're all the same. You can see on. And dative, they are also the same. O with the iota subscript, O with the iota subscript. That is omega, omega. But you also have the genitive singular. They are all who and oo. So they're all the same. Wow, this is very interesting. And you know what? They're just the same in both singular and plural, especially the dative and genitive. Look here. In masculine and neuter gender, both dative and genitive, singular and plural. You have dative, you have o, and you have o. And here again in plural, you have ois, you have ois. And then in genitive, you also have on and on, omega nu, omega nu. So you notice if you look at into that, what you only need to put in memory is only the nominative singular and nominative and accusative plural, and the rest are just the same for masculine and neuter gender. So I hope you are getting something out of it. But also, when you come to the neuter to neuter gender, there's only one thing that you got to memorize or to put in memory. Just two of the one or two. First of all, is just nominative singular and nominative plural. The rest, they look alike. Because look here, what you have in neuter, nominative, and accusative are just the same in both singular and plural. You have on, you have on. And in plural, you have alpha and you have alpha, R. So you see they're just the same. And the rest is just like masculine. So you only have nominative singular and nominative plural, but the rest they just fall as they are in both masculine and neuter, as you can just see them here. And then you have the feminine gender here, where you have a, n, a with your subscript, s, I, as, eyes, on. So this is the only thing that you put in memory. But also you have another variation for the feminine, because feminine, most of the feminine are the third, are first declension noun, and we have those one which the root ends with eta, and those which ends with alpha. So if you're looking here, those which ends with alpha, they will have alpha as nominative singular, an as accusative singular, with iota subscript as dative, and as with iota subscript as no, as it is as genitive singular. But for the plural, they are all the same, where you have I, as, eyes, on. So you have it all. So this is one of the easiest way that you can be able to see this. So wherever you see the ending, you're able to know, oh, this is what? This is on. So on can be accusative, masculine singular, accusative neuter singular. You can see that and be able to understand. But also, one of the easiest way to understand and look at this is to to study them from left to right. Like in nominative, you have os, on, a, r, a, o, r. But come to accusative, most of the accusative, different from genitive, they will have a new ending like on, and. So most of the time, when you see the new ending, that is mostly followed with either omicron or eta or alpha, then you know that that is the ending for accusative singular in both genders. So this is easier for you to get it. But one of the things that you can even close your eyes and see and understand is the dative case. Look here, you all have the iota subscript at all dative singular. Look, you have O or omega with iota subscript, you have omega with iota subscript, you have eta with iota subscript, you have alpha with iota subscript. So wherever you see these now vowels with iota subscript, you already know that this is the ending for dative in singular. And then you have genitive here, and then you have all of these. But let me take you back to dative, because look at the dative singular, it has a iota subscript, but different from the plural. Plural also have iota, but it's not iota subscript. As you can see here, ois, ice. So you already know that this is dative plural. And mind you here, look at this very carefully. So wherever you see iota, whether it's iota as it is or it's iota subscript, then you already know that these are the ending for the dative. So if you're asked to pass, you already know the gender, you already know the number, you already know the case. This is wonderful. And lastly, something that is very easy to understand is the genitive, because genitive plural will always have omega nu on in all genders. As you can see it here. On, on, on. We're done. This is very, very, very simple, and I like it. So whether you have a noun, whether you have a participle, whether you have a pronoun, whether you have an adjective, they will always follow this route. And let me show you what I was doing here for you to understand that this is very easy. Look at this table here. So this is what I've been saying here all the way. You see, as I said, dative and genitive, both singular and plural, in masculine and neuter, they look the same. So you have on here, and you have u here. It will also be u. And in plural, you have ois, but also in neuter to be ois here. But genitive is on, so here to also be on, and at feminine will also be on. So you see that is all that you have. So again, I say that for neuter, nominative singular is the same with accusative singular. So on here will also be on. But again, for the plural, nominative and accusative plural for neuter, they're just the same, alpha and alpha. So this is wonderful. So this is just here to show you that all that you have to put in memory is all that you have here, like for the masculine, os, on, o, u, oi, us, ois, on. But all these are just the same way. I've just put this arrow. They're just telling you that they resemble. So you can see that you have very few things to put in memory, especially for the neuter gender. You have only two, nominative singular and nominative plural. And for the masculine, you only have os, on, o, u, oi, us, ois, on. And then you have for the feminine, a, n, a, s, o, an, as. Then you have I, as, ice. And then this is just the same on. So until here, all this ending are for all first and second declension noun, pronouns, adjective, and middle or passive participle. So once you have mastered this, any word, any noun, any pronoun, any adjective or participle, you will be able to just parse it and understand what it is, understand the gender, understand the case, understand the number. It's all easy. So you may follow up at your own time and be able to understand this. It's very incredible and very wonderful. So let me show you this wonderful example here so that you can also understand what we have here. So let's look at this ending of for this word agathos, so that you can see now when I attach the ending and also the word. So agathos, this is an adjective which means good or useful. So you can see adjective, unlike nouns, they can take all any gender. So as you can see here, you have agathos in masculine nominative singular, Then in neuter nominative singular, you have agathon, and then in feminine nominative singular, you have agathe. So you can see the way they go: agathos, agathon, agatho, agathu, agathoi, agathus, agathois, agathon. And then for neuter, you have agathon, agathon, agatho, agathu, agatha, agatha, agathois, agathon. And then for feminine, you have agathe, you have agathen, agathe, agathes, agathai, agathas, agathais. And then lastly, it's the same like this, agathon. So this is simple, as we have said. So the same way we looked at the endings, you can see how these endings, they look alike. Agathon and agathon, they are like agatho and agatho, they look alike. Agathu, agathu, they are alike. Agathois, agathois, they are alike. Agathon, agathon, they are alike. Even this in feminine genitive plural, there is also agathon. So you can also see agathon, agathon is alike. Agatha, agatha, agatha is alike. So this is just the ending. So whether I put the adjective here, whether it's a noun in both first and second declension, this is the ending that they will follow. So thank you for watching this video, and keep learning and watching it slowly and slowly until you're able to grasp these concepts. And if you have any question or comment, just put it down here, and I'll be glad to hear from you, and I'll be glad to respond to you. Thank you for following, and bye bye.